Most people think change happens slowly, step by step, in a straight line. And sometimes it does. But some of the biggest shifts in life don't come from years of effort. They come from one moment, one idea, one experience, one new exposure. It could be a conversation you didn't expect, a video you almost didn't click, a book, a place, a thought that makes you realize something you've never seen before. And suddenly, your perspective changes. Nothing on the outside might look different yet, but internally, something clicks. And once that happens, you can't unsee what you've seen. That's how real change often begins. The reason many people feel stuck is not because they lack effort or discipline. It's because they're living inside the same mental environment every day. Same routines, same thoughts, same influences. If you expose yourself to the same inputs, you'll keep getting the same outputs. But the moment you introduce something new, a new way of thinking, a new standard, a new reference point, everything starts to shift. One new exposure can make you realize that what you thought was normal isn't. That what you accepted for years was actually limiting you. That the life you imagined for yourself might be bigger than you allowed yourself to believe. And that realization is powerful. Because after that, staying the same becomes uncomfortable. Think about how many people say, "I wish I knew this earlier." That's not regret about effort. That's regret about awareness. They didn't lack motivation, they lacked exposure. Once you're exposed to a higher standard, a different lifestyle, or a clearer version of who you could become, your excuses stop feeling convincing. You start noticing opportunities you ignored before. You start questioning habits you once defended. You start seeing that change isn't impossible. It's just unfamiliar. And unfamiliar doesn't mean unreachable. What's interesting is that one exposure doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be life-changing in the moment. Sometimes it plants a seed. At first, you don't act on it. You think about it occasionally. You feel slightly uncomfortable, slightly inspired. And over time, that seed grows. It influences the choices you make, the content you consume, the people you listen to, the standards you set for yourself. And one day, you realize that you're not the same person you were before that moment. This is why protecting your environment is so important. What you watch, who you follow, what conversations you're exposed to. Because you are constantly being shaped by what surrounds you, whether you notice it or not. The right exposure expands you. The wrong exposure shrinks you. And the more you seek new perspectives, the more likely you are to experience breakthroughs that feel sudden, but were actually building quietly in the background. If you feel stuck right now, don't assume you need to try harder. Sometimes you don't need more effort. You need a new lens, a new idea, a new reference point, a new environment that shows you what's possible. Because growth doesn't always come from pushing harder. Sometimes it comes from seeing differently. So, stay curious. Put yourself in rooms, physical or digital, that challenge the way you think. Expose yourself to things that make you slightly uncomfortable. You never know which moment, which idea, or which experience will be the one that changes everything. One new exposure can change your direction, your standards, your future, and it might happen sooner than you think.